Call me the pioneer. I bring the light to the deepest secrets of different bills. Hey, don't Demi, you need it, I got it listed here. You wanna make it, I'll show you just how to make it here. I got all the rarest bills, and I ain't done yet. Went from the finish to making bills like a prospect. Flow space and slashes to catching us with a lot of threat. You keep the medals cause the realm is coming up next. Only scratch the surface, still they try to drag my name.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is your man, Uncle Demi, and today I have a very special banger for you. Now, before we get into it, man, please go ahead and drop a like for this video, and please sub up. As you know, subbing and liking the video definitely just shows support for the movement that we got going on right now, so it'll be greatly appreciated if you go ahead and like the video for me and drop a sub if you haven't, man. I appreciate it. Now, Luka Doncic, right? Arguably the greatest European phenom of all time, right? But what makes it even more, I guess, like you say, the irony behind it all is that the NBA is definitely transitioning to more of a European style of basketball, right? So keep that in mind. We've been transitioning over the past decade to European style basketball, which is, of course, you know, the bigs that are more versatile, the bigs that can spread the floor, that can shoot. Even our offensive sets are more predicated on fast pace, keeping the floor space, run and gun type of basketball. That's European style basketball, which, of course, you know, NBA was more of that, you know, having a work inside out with the big center like your Shaqs, your Hakeem Olajuwons, you name it, work inside to that big, and then you work around your big, and then you work inside out. Well, we're transitioning to more European style basketball. You have the greatest phenom ever from Europe playing. He is the youngest MVP ever in the EuroLeague. I mean, if you don't know much about Luka, you know, Luka was 19 when he won the MVP in the regular season and in the finals. So I mean, like, the guy he obviously knows how to play basketball, right? I mean, you're just not going to win the MVP in a league which is considered the second best league to the NBA, which I consider it is. It's hands down, it's the second best league besides the NBA, of course, right? He played for Real Madrid, which is the most popular team there, and he's the best player on that team. He won the MVP at 19 years old, right? He comes into the 2018 draft. It should be obviously, he should have been the #1 pick. Now, DeAndre Ayton got picked #1 to the Suns. Okay, the irony in that is that the Suns have been, for literally since Steve Nash left, they've been looking for a point guard, right? Just imagine right now if Luka was playing on the Suns with Devin Booker. Are you kidding me? So I know the Suns are beating themselves over the head. Then the Sacramento Kings pick second. They pick Marvin Bagley, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Marvin Bagley, he's starting to finally come into himself, but he is nowhere near Luka. Nowhere near Luka at all, right? Luka Doncic, he went 3rd overall to the Hawks, right? He went 3rd overall to the Hawks, but you see he has on a Dallas Mavericks jersey because the Hawks decided, you know what, we're not really sold on the European basketball player. We're going to go ahead and trade him. And, of course, they got Trae Young. So Trae Young and Luka Doncic, they are the best players, and it's coming out of the 2018 draft, hands down. It's not even close. But if you're going to tell me, and this will get, I mean, listen, both of them are great players, right? But Luka Doncic right now is an MVP candidate. Trae Young is a very streaky. Now, he has so much potential, and I'm not going to say the Hawks are necessarily beating themselves over the head, like, repeatedly, but they're beating themselves over the head, right? But the Suns and the Kings, they're definitely beating themselves over the head. And honestly, I'm pretty sure some front office executives and some front office personnel need to be fired because he is literally an MVP candidate going into just his 2nd season. He's a triple threat machine. And of course, as all of us would know, or you might not know, he is a huge gamer. All right, so Luka's a huge gamer, man, but he doesn't play 2K. He plays FIFA and he plays Overwatch, but he actually has a Twitch account. So like he plays. He's a gamer, man. He's 20 years old. I mean, of course, he plays. So he's a huge gamer. In his off time, he literally is playing video games. He's either doing basketball or playing video games. So you got to shout out to the gamers, man, that still hoop, right? But yeah, so this is Luka, man. Luka, the MVP candidate. He is destroying the league right now. He beat my Lakers recently. So I mean, he's done a great deal. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to build him. Now, Luka, he's 6'7", right? He's 218 pounds and he's an offensive threat. We're just not making offensive threat at 6'7", 218. That's just not going to happen. So, of course, again, my nephews and nieces, I'm going to make Luka the best to my ability. So let's look at some of his attributes here real quick. As you can see, his driving leg is 95. He doesn't have, 75 driving dunk, which makes sense. He's not jumping over people. 88 mid-range and 84 3, all right? He has... Where are you at? This is where, okay, 92 pass accuracy and 86 ball handling. That is just out of this world. 6'7", 218 to be able to have that type of ball handling, so he speed boosts, okay? Everything else about him, perimeter defense 73. Everything else is just pretty normal. He has 88 rebound. That's pretty good. But there's nothing outside of the fact of it's just that he's 6'7", 218, and he can dribble and he can shoot really well. And then what makes him a 96 is the stuff that we don't really care about on the game. As you can see, it's just stuff like, where you at? Offensive consistency 98, pass vision 96, pass IQ 92, hands 98. So these things actually help him get to the 96. But the main stuff that we look at is not out of this world, right? But what makes him special is because he's so tall. He's 6'7", 218. And at 6'7", 218 pounds, to be able to dribble the way that he dribbles, he is basically a poor man LeBron James. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, to call him a poor man LeBron James is not disrespect. It's just LeBron James is just out of this world. He's arguably the greatest player to ever play. But this is Luka's favorite player watching growing up. And as you see Luka's game style, he is a slasher. He's 100% a slasher. He likes to get to the bucket. And he can get to the bucket any times. There's different forms of slasher. So some of y'all think like, he's a slasher, man. He can't do... A slasher don't mean you have to be jumping over people. A slasher is someone that just gets to the rack all the time. He can get to the rack at will if he wants to. And he has a very unique ball handling play style. He has a very loosey-goosey, like, you see him on the court, he doesn't look like he belongs out there. He's not toned. He looks out of shape. Looks like he has like a little gut, right? But he comes out there and he just cooks up, man. You got to respect that, all right? When you look at his badges are just what makes it ridiculous. Look at this. He has so many slashing badges. And again, like I told you, he is a slasher. You didn't want to believe it? Now look at this. He is a slasher. These are all gold badges. He has every single shooting badge you can imagine, even got difficult shots on Hall of Fame. He has Space Creator, as you can see. Difficult shots, Hall of Fame, Space Creator, Hall of Fame. You can see now he does a lot of shot creating. All right, now he has basically every single playmaking badge, and then defensively he has box out, rebound, and worm. Of course, because he just gets a lot of great rebounds. He's a good rebounder. If you're not going to be a triple-double threat if you're not getting rebounds. So these are the badges he has, which is just specifically just for rebounding, right? So obviously, you know, the pie chart that we can use is between these three, but I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do with it. So let's head over to the My Player Builder, and let's see if we can make this Luka Doncic build. All right, so Luka is a shooting guard, believe it or not. He's a shooting guard. He's right-handed. He's number 77. And when I say he's a shooting guard, but he definitely is a ball handler. Like, let's just keep that out there. So last year, there was Dennis Smith Jr. played the point. He played the 2. And this year, he just basically comes in at the, he plays at the 2 spot, but he is the point guard. Like, let's just put it out there. He's the point guard. Right, it's almost just like, you know, you got other players, like same thing for LeBron James when he's playing, you know, even though he has that small forward, we all know he's the point guard. And the same thing for like Ben Simmons, he plays the 4, he's a 4, plays power forward, but he's the point guard. Same thing here, doesn't matter, man, he's the point guard. All right. For this physical profile, I went here, okay? So I went with the shooting and the playmaking. I feel like these two are the most important. His driving dunk's only a 75, so it didn't make sense for me to try to allocate all those badges to finishing when I know his playmaking and shooting is what really sets him apart. So that's what we're going with, all right? Now for the Astrophysical Profile, I went with the balance because I felt like the balance is what you really want to need when it comes to a player like this. He's not the fastest. He's not the most athletic. I mean, he's not at all. I mean, literally steps on the court, and there's 10 guys on the court. He's definitely number 10 when it comes to athletic ability, right? He's definitely not the fastest. He's not the quickest. He is just the smartest on the court, and that's just what you got to put it at. European basketball is what he's done since the first day he stepped on the court, right? When he was, God knows, who knows how old he was when he first started doing basketball. And to be honest with you, he just knows the game. He knows the game so well. He knows the offense so well. He knows what he's doing. He's just very cerebral, and he doesn't need to be athletic to do that. That's the same thing how like Larry Bird was, right? There's a lot of great players in the NBA that were not athletic at all. They were below the rim, right? They couldn't do everything. Like, you look at some guys, like, they're just like that. You know what I mean? So anyway, this is the physical profile here because, like I said, he's just a well-balanced build, right? Let me make sure I got this right. So what we're going to do here, we're going to max out the close shot, the driving layup, his driving dunk, and then we're going to go his post hook at 56, right? That's going to give you exactly 6 badges, all right? Then you want to go max out everything here. Your free throws, you want to drop down to an 89, and then your post fade, you want to go to a 73, right? That's going to give you right at 20. Your pass accuracy, you want to get this to an 86. Your ball handling, you want to have an 84. Your post moves, you want to have at 73. All right. And then you want to go perimeter defense at 73, lateral quickness at a 70. And you want to max out your offense and defensive rebounding, right? That's obvious. The reason why you want to max out your offense and defensive rebounding is because that's what he does best. Perimeter defense and lateral quickness, you want to get that up. But other than that, everything else is not off the charts, right? But the reason why I did this is because you want to make sure you have 20 playmaking, 20 shooting, and the finishing. Those are the ones where he really stands out at. But I wanted to allocate some badges here to make sure he can offensively and defensively get these rebounds over these smaller guards, right? So before I go into the actual attributes, let me go ahead and get his height. So you can go ahead and go solid. Like I said, he's not a built defined type player. Like I said, he's more soft and doughy type. If you look at him, like, he just doesn't, he really looks like he just really needs to get into the gym, man, right? But then again, maybe that's just our American way of thinking. And, like, you know, for Europeans, it's just like, yo, like, y'all in the weight room all day, blah, blah, blah. He's literally, like I said, he's not athletic. So let's just go with solid. He's 6'7", so we want to go to 6'7", and then we want to go his weight to 218, okay? So, again, what we have here is a 74 ball handling, right? So, literally, you can't go all out. Oh, actually, hold up. And then, of course, you want to keep his wingspan the same, right? So, but you have a 74 ball handling, right, which you can get to a 78, right? You're not going to be able to speed boost with this, but what really makes this build, like I said, it's great as a secondary ball handler type. You don't have to be the primary ball handler. If you want to be the primary ball handler, you really could too. It doesn't matter. But you're going to have an 88 pass accuracy. Your three-point shot's going to be an 85. Your mid-range shot's going to be an 86. You have your driving dunk. You have over a 70 driving dunk, which would be a 71. Your driving layups, whatever, 75, and then an 89 close shot. But if you look at your speed, you can actually get up to an 84 speed. Okay, you have a 74 vert. You're having 80 acceleration. You're having a 74 strength. So I mean, like, you're going to be a well-rounded, tall guard that can literally dribble, that can shoot, and that can get to the rack. And then also you can get rebounds over your smaller defenders. All right. When it comes here, you can pick two. You can either go playmaking, you can go sharp shooting, or you can go shot creating. But obviously, to me, I think like what really sets him apart is his playmaking and his shot creating ability. So with this one, I'm actually gonna go with shot creator, right? Because he has Hall of Fame shot creator, and as you can see here, it's similar to Luka Doncic, and he's called a sharp shooting facilitator, a 6'7" sharp shooting facilitator, right? So what we're gonna do is this: we're gonna go ahead and test the build out and just talk about how we can make him the best to our ability. So you want to go ahead, get this to 99. And then for the finishing, you have a couple options here, right? What I did was I went with fancy footwork, contact finisher, and acrobat. Just because with this build, you can go to the rack, but you definitely want to take advantage of your height, your Euro steps, your hop steps, that type of deal. And of course, you got to be able to Euro, you know what I mean? You got to be able to Euro step, man. That's the European move. It's Euro, right? But, again, it's your build, so you can make it any way you want to, but that's what I'm thinking, all right? When it comes here, you want to get your quick draw. You definitely want to get your difficult shots maxed out to Hall of Fame. What people don't realize about difficult shots just gives you a +4 to your moving shots, right? To your moving shot, right? So it gives you a +4, but what 2K Labs said was it works best with corner specialists if you move into the corner. So make sure you get silver corner specialist, right? Make sure you get your catch and shoot on gold. You want to get your range extender on gold, and then you want to get your hot zone hunter Hall of Fame, right? So what that's going to do is that when you're doing your difficult shots, is make sure you're running into the corner with them so you can activate your corner specialist also along with your hot zone. So difficult shots, it gives you a +4 on Hall of Fame, a +3 on gold, a +2 on silver, and a +1 on bronze. So it's really your call if you want to use the difficult shots. Difficult shots just gives you a +4. If you're happy with the movie shots you already have and you don't feel like you need a +4, then you can take that off. And then what I would say would be the best thing to do is definitely go with Green Machine. All right, so it's really your call on what you want to do with that. If you're going to be the primary shooter on the team, or the offensive player on the team that's doing the scoring, Green Machine is definitely the way to go with. And then next, I would say we go with volume shooter, right? But again, it's your build. You can do it any way you want to. But I like to go to difficult shots, right? For your playmaking, first, you got to have these on Hall of Fame. Your handle today is a quick first step, and your space creator. These three are very important. From here, then you can go with your tight handles. Get that on gold, because again, that's very important. Or again, if you want to go Hall of Fame on your tight handles. And then the next one, I would say either go with dimer or floor general, just depending on what anybody on your team has. But let's just say, for instance, you have someone else that has floor general, so then go with Hall of Fame dimer, because obviously you want to make sure you help out your teammates, and that's very important with this build, is to be able to make sure you have Hall of Fame dimer, right? And then last but not least, you have one attribute here, and I just say just get that one attribute and just get rebound chaser and call it a day, just for the fact of is that it helps give you the animation. Just having on bronze gets you animation. So remember, this game's all about animations. Rebound chaser is an animation, pogo sticks an animation, chase downs an animation, rim protector is an animation. All right, so all you really want to do is just get that animation, and then obviously getting it higher up will just kind of give you a more just exaggerated animation. But you can literally you can see the difference. We have rebound chaser on bronze and you don't have it. Rebound chaser on bronze, you can see your player actually jump and go for that animation of getting a higher jump and literally warping over to where the ball is at. So that's my call on that. But again, it's your build. You can do it any way you want, right? But there you have it, my nephews and nieces. This is your Luka Doncic build. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop that like. Again, if you haven't subbed, go ahead and drop that sub. We're making a massive push to end this year with 13,000+ subs. So hopefully we can hit that and even more. But other than that, my nephews and nieces, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be back really, really soon with another banger. And you know, when I say I'll be back soon, man, y'all know what day I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.
Try to drag my name in dirty, try to bring me down. See me winning, you ain't like me then. No, you ain't me now. All of them coppers tried to call me, I can see them.